I have been a longtime volunteer for the American Cancer Society and actually got involved with the Hope Lodge right after they broke ground for it here in Cleveland. And as the years went by, I was very frustrated because I was thinking nobody seems to know that these lodges exist. And I used to drive up and down the state for meetings, and I thought, you know what, we need to do something big. And as I drove across the roads of Ohio, I could look out on the countryside and envision cyclists out there on those country roads. And I thought, you know what, maybe a bike ride would be a great idea. I got the American Cancer Society to agree, and we launched the first ride in 2007.
When you come here to the Pan Ohio Hope Ride, you are not racing your bike, you are not riding for yourself, you are riding for something bigger than yourself.
It's like this big rolling community riding across the state of Ohio, united in the fight against cancer.
It's epic. It really is an adventure.
I don't think there's anything you need to tell someone to bring them in to ride the Pan Ohio Hope Ride. I think you need to show them.
A lot of people join us because they think it sounds cool to ride their bike across Ohio, and they come because it's a cool way to do a really fully supported bike ride. But once they get here, they fall in love with the mission. So we have this amazing group of returning riders and then also fresh faces each year.
Who's here for the first time this year?
This is a great way to try something new. That was what I did when I started.
I was really nervous at first, to be honest. I didn't know one person, and they welcomed me with open arms.
You will not ride alone. Find a team if you like, but a team will probably find you.
You've become part of a family.
All these people, they're all my friends.
We get together every year for this kickoff dinner, and we call it a family reunion. You bond, you talk about why you're here, and inspire each other.
Everyone has a reason why they ride, and most people ride with a list of names in some form, whether it's a list in their pocket or ribbons on all of their tutus or wristbands on their handlebars. Everyone carries names with them of people they ride in honor and in memory of.
I carry a list of names in my jersey pocket, and when the ride gets hard, I think of all those people.
There are times that are hard. Fighting cancer is harder, so that's what keeps me moving and pedaling over these next 4 days.
It's a long day. Take it slow, have fun, and to get discouraged, just, think of who you're riding for.
When trying to describe the Pan Ohio Hope Ride, I definitely talk about Jim and Kathleen Bond. And specifically speaking of Jim, I tell people what he's been through in his life and what he's overcome.
Jim was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 1992. And at that point, it was a death sentence. But because of clinical trials, he was able to actually continue through treatment and prosper for another 30+ years.
Jim Bond has been a fixture of the event from day one.
There were times I wanted him off that bike, but he was relentless. He would never quit.
He was a real inspiration to me, and I know to many, many people here.
Jim meant a lot to all of us.
He came and spoke at a support group. I have the same multiple myeloma that he did, and he challenged me to come ride this. So here I am.
He was a great man, a humble man, and it was very easy to fall in love with him and his attitude on life.
I'm on a bicycle ride, but Jim Bond, who fundraised his heart out, who wears a floppy brim hat, who has a bicycle that weighs twice as much as mine, that man's on a mission.
He was the real James Bond.
And he is dearly missed on this ride.
He was truly one in a million.
Jim is one in a million. He absolutely was.
Our rallying cry this year is that Jim was 1 in a million. So let's raise $1 million for Jim, and I believe we'll get there by the end of this weekend.
We got to hit that $1 million mark this year for him.
I'm surprised they didn't choose 1 in a billion. I guess that would have been a bigger goal to hit financially, maybe next year.
The work is in the fundraising, the work is in the training leading up to the ride, and the ride is sort of the reward. So getting to that point, it's a celebration the entire weekend.
You spend 4 days on a bike, you spend 4 days volunteering. Either way, you're going to have an experience you will not forget.
It's out of the heart, you're doing this.
It kind of takes a special kind of crazy to do this. But everyone here has their heart in the right place.
As we pedal together, we're working together to try to end cancer as we know it for everyone.
It's no small task to ride 328 plus miles.
Marathon runners have 26 point whatever, right? And Pan Ohio has 328 because it's about 328 miles from Cleveland to Cincinnati.
I don't even like driving from Cleveland to Cincinnati. That's really far.
It's not easy, it's hard. It's a challenge every day to get up, convince yourself to ride your bike another 5 to 7 hours.
You only make it look easy because it's the first hill.
There's a lot of hills in Ohio I didn't know about, so just seeing everybody out there cheering for us all gave me encouragement, so it was really, really cool.
This ride may sound like it's a long, long way, but what it does for people can go a long, long way.
It takes determination and it takes grit, but I don't think I would be back if A, it wasn't an amazing cause, and B, it wasn't an amazing time with amazing people. It will be one of the most rewarding things you do in your entire life.
And apparently if you're single, you may find a significant other.
You might. We met on the ride last year, and so this year we're riding engaged.
We are this giant cancer-fighting bike riding family.
But you know what? Families grow. And so we want you to come and join us.
You kind of just need to come and see it for yourself, and then you're not going to want to leave.
This is my 17th year, and it's not going to be my last year. I'll be here, so I can't do it anymore.
You join for the ride, and then by day 4, you're inspired. And it's no longer about the ride. It's about the people and the experience and the fight. And that's when she's like, well, why not just say it literally?
Join for the ride, you stay for the fight.
That's perfect.
Join for the ride, stay for the fight.
It's the best endurance event to raise money for cancer in America.
It's like you're living several lives as you cross the state of Ohio, and I don't think you get that experience anywhere else. Come along with us. Come on out. It's Pan Ohio!